Adams Village sat quietly beneath the cold skies of upstate New York. During the day, it looked harmless. Old brick buildings lined the narrow streets. Rusted mailboxes leaned beside weathered wooden homes. The nearby forests stretched endlessly, swallowing the horizon in dark green waves. Tourists sometimes passed through during autumn to see the orange leaves, but very few stayed overnight. The locals preferred it that way because Adams Village had secrets buried beneath, snow-dot secrets hidden behind locked church doors. And one road, a road that did not officially exist. 26-year-old Ryan Carter arrived in Adams Village during the first week of October. Rain poured from the sky as his car rolled past the faded welcome sign. "Welcome to Adams, a quiet place to call home." The sign creaked in the wind. Ryan laughed softly. "Looks friendly enough," he muttered. He was a freelance journalist from Boston, chasing forgotten legends and strange disappearances for an online paranormal magazine. Most stories turned out fake, but Adams Village was different. 3 people had vanished there over the last 15 years. No bodies. No suspects. No explanation. The only connection? Every disappearance happened near an abandoned road called Hollow Creek Road. Ryan had first heard about it through a retired police officer during an interview in Syracuse. The old man refused to say much, but before leaving, he whispered, "If you go to Adams, never drive Hollow Creek after midnight." Ryan thought it was just another small-town myth. Until he started researching. No maps showed Hollow Creek Road. No GPS could locate it. Yet dozens of locals online claimed it existed. Some said ghost lights floated there. Others claimed they heard screaming in the woods. One anonymous post simply said, "The road appears only when it wants someone." That sentence stayed in Ryan's mind for weeks. Now he was finally here. The rain intensified. Thunder echoed over the distant hills. Ryan parked outside a small diner near Main Street. The neon sign buzzed weakly. "Margaret's Diner, open 24 hours inside." The air smelled like coffee and old wood. Only 4 people sat in the diner. An elderly couple, a truck driver and a waitress wiping glasses behind the counter. The waitress looked around. 30-5. Dark hair, tired eyes. She glanced up as Ryan entered. "Passing through?" she asked. "Maybe," Ryan replied. "Depends what I find." Nothing to find in Adams except trees and rain. Ryan smiled. "Actually, I'm a journalist." The waitress immediately stopped wiping the glass. "What kind of journalist?" "Paranormal stories mostly. Local legends." The diner became silent. Even the truck driver looked over. The waitress forced a smile. "Then you came to the wrong place." Ryan sat at the counter. "You know Hollow Creek Road?" The glass slipped from her hand. Crack. It shattered across the floor. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The waitress stared at Ryan with genuine fear. "Who told you that name?" Ryan suddenly felt uncomfortable. "Just internet rumors." "Forget them." "So the road is real? Leave it alone?" She crouched down to clean the broken glass with shaking hands. Ryan leaned closer. "People disappeared there, didn't they?" The truck driver suddenly stood. "Enough," he snapped. Ryan turned. The driver's face looked pale. "You're not from here," the man said. "You don't understand what you're asking." "Then explain it to me." "No." The man threw cash on the table and hurried out into the rain. The elderly couple followed. Seconds later, within 1 minute, Ryan and the waitress were alone. The waitress whispered, "You should leave Adams before dark." Ryan sighed. "Look, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm just researching. Everyone says that at first." A loud boom of thunder shook the diner windows. The lights flickered. For a brief second, Ryan thought he saw someone standing outside, a tall figure, watching through the rain. Then lightning flashed. The figure vanished. Ryan frowned. "You saw that?" The waitress looked toward the window. Her face lost all color. "Oh God, what?" "You need to go, right now." "Why?" She whispered carefully. "Because once it sees you, it follows." Ryan rented a room at an old motel on the edge of town. The Adams Inn looked abandoned despite the glowing vacancy sign. The owner, a thin old woman named Eleanor, barely spoke while handing him the room key. "You staying long?" she asked. 2 or 3 days maybe. Long enough for the dreams to start. Ryan laughed awkwardly. Nobody else in Adams seemed capable of acting normal. Room 12 smelled like dust and mildew. The television barely worked. Rain hammered the windows. Ryan unpacked his camera equipment and laptop. At 10:47 p.m., he reviewed his notes. Missing persons, strange sounds, disappearing road. Local fear. Classic ghost town setup. He opened online satellite maps again. Still no Hollow Creek Road, but then a new email notification appeared. Unknown sender. No. Subject. Ryan opened it. Inside was a single image. A photograph. Black and white, taken at night. A narrow dirt road cutting through thick woods. At the bottom of the photo were 4 words. It opens at midnight. Ryan stared. A second email arrived. "This is your last warning." The motel lights suddenly shut off. Darkness swallowed the room. Outside, thunder roared. Ryan grabbed his flashlight. Then he heard it. Footsteps. Crunching outside his motel door. He froze. Another step. Then another. Someone was walking back and forth outside. Ryan moved quietly toward the people. The hallway outside was empty. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Ryan exhaled slowly. Then a whisper came from directly beside the door. "Don't go looking for the road." Ryan jumped backward. The voice sounded old. Broken. Almost wet. He opened the door instantly. Nobody, only rain and muddy footprints leading away from the motel into the darkness. At 11:55 p.m., Ryan sat in his car. Despite every warning, he couldn't stop himself. Fear and curiosity mixed together inside him. He kept replaying the photograph. The road. Something about it felt wrong, like it was waiting. The waitress from the diner had reluctantly given him directions earlier. "You'll only find it if it wants you to," she said. Ryan drove north beyond the town limits. Fog drifted across the empty highway. Trees leaned over the road like giant, black skeletons. The GPS signal died. Static hissed through the radio. Midnight approached. 11:59. Ryan turned onto an unmarked gravel path. His headlights illuminated. Dense woods, nothing else. Then the clock hit 12 o'clock. And suddenly the road appeared. Ryan slammed the brakes. A narrow dirt road now stretched ahead between the trees. It had not been there seconds earlier. A crooked wooden sign stood beside it. Hollow Creek ROAD. The letters looked freshly carved. Ryan's heart pounded. Okay, that's weird. He stepped out of the car. The forest was unnaturally silent. No insects. No wind. Nothing. Only distant whispering. At first, he thought it was leaves moving. Then he realized the whispers sounded like voices, dozens of them, speaking too quietly to understand. Ryan raised his camera. The flash exploded across the trees. For one split second, figures appeared deep within the forest. Tall. Thin. Standing, motionless between the trees. Then darkness returned. Ryan lowered the camera slowly. His hands trembled. Somewhere far down Hollow Creek Road, a woman screamed. And suddenly every whisper stopped. Part 2. The woman in the trees. Ryan should have left. Every instinct screamed at him to get back in the car and drive until Adams Village disappeared in his rearview mirror. But fear was no longer the strongest feeling inside him. Curiosity was. The scream echoed again. Distant. Desperate. Human. Ryan grabbed his flashlight and began walking down Hollow Creek Road. The dirt beneath his boots felt strangely soft. Almost wet, like fresh soil after a grave had been dug. The deeper he walked, the colder the air became. His flashlight flickered constantly. The whispers returned, closer. Now sometimes sounding like children, sometimes old men, sometimes voices speaking backward. Ryan tried recording the sounds with his phone, but every playback contained only static. 5 minutes passed, then 10. The road continued endlessly through the woods. No houses. No lights. No signs of civilization. Just trees. Thousands of trees. Their branches twisted together overhead like skeletal fingers. Ryan stopped suddenly. Someone stood ahead. A woman wearing a white dress. Long black hair covered her face. She stood perfectly still in the middle of the road. Ryan's heartbeat accelerated. Hello? No response. Are you okay? The woman slowly tilted her head. Too far. Bones cracked softly. Ryan took a step back. The woman began walking toward him. Not normally. Her movements jerked violently, like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. Ryan raised the flashlight. The beam hit her face, and Ryan nearly screamed. Her eyes were sewn shut, black thread stitched through rotten skin. Her mouth hung open, unnaturally wide. Inside her throat, something moved. Ryan stumbled backward. The woman suddenly sprinted toward him. Fast. Impossible fast. Ryan turned and ran. Branches clawed at his face. Footsteps thundered behind him. The whispering voices became deafening. DONT, look back. Keep running. It's almost here. Ryan risked a glance behind him. The woman was gone, but dozens of figures now stood between the trees, watching. Their pale faces floated in darkness, some smiling, some crying, some missing eyes. Entirely, Ryan reached his car and slammed the door shut. Breathing hard, he locked everything. The forest fell silent again. Then came a knock. Tap. Tap. Ryan slowly turned. The stone-eyed woman stood beside the passenger window, her face pressed against the glass. Smiling. Then her mouth opened wider. Until her jaw split apart completely. Black liquid poured onto the window. Ryan screamed and started the engine. The car shot backward onto the gravel path. He drove without stopping. Branches scraped across the vehicle. Something slammed onto the roof.